Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi, this is Jan. Welcome to another episode on the Save Money and More with Jan channel. How you doing today? I'm Jan. I hope that you're doing well. I have a question for you. What is your grocery shopping style? I know the title is rather long, but basically I'm curious to know when you go grocery shopping, do you go for a myriad of different things? Or is usually your style when you go to the grocery store, like laser focus on one or two items. For example, you zoom in on going just for purchasing meat products, or you zoom in on purchasing fresh produce, for example. I'm just curious about that. Let me know in the comment section below. By the way, there is no right or wrong answer. I'm just curious to know. All right, let's talk about that. Okay, I think that every style works, okay, as long as it works for you and it saves you money, right? Find ways to do that. Monitoring the sales, looking around, reading the circulars that go around. And today it's so much easier than waiting for the old days when you had to wait for a flyer to literally land at your doorstep. These days, you just tap, 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 and look ahead. And notice that things are sold in cycles, for example. All right. So that's one thing I wanted to talk to you about. I want to talk to you also about certain foods, okay, that are really wonderful for not just for like active pantry, but for your stockpile pantry. I have found great, great solace in not only canned meats, okay, like in a metal can, which you especially when you got the lift top off of it, very convenient. But make sure you have to have a can opener around, a manual one. Never ever forget that. Keep one in your stockpile. Buy a brand new one. Keep one. Make sure it works. I'm just saying. But I have found a product that is, to me, it is very underrated. Okay. And it is tuna in a pouch. Okay. Doesn't matter the brand. You get your favorite brand. The one that's on sale is always the best brand. If you like it and it's on sale, that's the one you grab. That's the one you stock up on. Because not only is it great, for example, for your person, like when you go out and you're on the go and you know you're going to have a hectic day and you want to avoid, especially if you're watching your budget and you're watching your pennies because you want to hit some savings goals, for example, and you don't want to be tempted to eat out. Carrying one of those portable, easy to tear open and eat tuna pouches, or even, by the way, they have chicken pouches too. Just for the record, yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe a little more money, like a couple of pennies more if you do the math. But sometimes there are times when it's really good to pay for the convenience. Okay, so if that couple of pennies actually results in you're not spending an extra $5 or $10 eating lunch outside, I say go for it. Because a lot of people, and speaking of grocery shopping, a lot of people make a big, big, big mistake by just omitting one thing. Be sure to not go to the grocery store hungry. Now, I know this is not new information, but it's worth bearing repeating, okay? Because it's just one of those things that we all assume, oh, we all know that, Jan. Oh, that's old hat information. Maybe. Yes, that information has been around for a while. But sometimes we forget. Now, one of the things that would be very helpful to avoid that is if you carried one of those tuna pouches or chicken pouches, whatever one you like. And another thing, for example, you could create a kit for yourself or for someone else. Like just get one of those plastic wares, with a lid. You don't have to spend a ton of money on it. Put a couple of those tuna pouches unopened in the kit. Get a bunch of crackers, wrap them up carefully, like little wrappings of the crackers. You have your tuna, you have your crackers. Find something else that would keep. Perhaps a couple of cookies, or maybe some, little way of wrapping some potato chips or whatever it is that you eat. Okay, you already planned ahead. Find something that's shelf stable, non-perishable, and make your own kit. There is no excuse in the world to always have to pay a lot of money for those lunch type of kits, the kind that no, I wouldn't do it. I did it once when my daughter was a little girl. I said, this is ridiculous, the waste of money. I said, I could do this by myself, just create a little kit and so on and so forth. Even when it comes to like get those handy snacks, those handy snacks that have like the little bit of little cheese in it. And many years ago, it came with a little red stick. The stick is gone, no more. I guess for choking has it also to save them a cost too. But the idea being is to keep one of those like little cheese things with the crackers in it. They are shelf stable. You can pack that, make it, put it in your kit. Imagine that with the pouch of tuna. I'm not saying this is something, you live on all the time. Okay. This is something that you could prepare yourself. Do the preps. Okay. Do the preps. I think it's half the battle won. And that's another thing. Why do people all the time call in, go out to eat, whatever? Of course, sometimes it's just for the fun of socialization and this and that. And I do get that. I do understand that. But when you're trying to watch your pennies and you're trying to save some money, you know, many times people resort to those things because A, they're not prepared. They don't have anything taken down from their freezer yet, or they didn't make the purchase yet, okay? Or they're just too tired. I think the third one, fatigue, plays the biggest role of all, okay? I think just literally because I know how I get. I know how I get later in the day. I am just not the nicest individual after 5 p.m. I mean, I'll always be polite, but I'm like, me in the fatigue department. I'm like, okay, I just want to zone out and watch TV a little bit. But that's just the way I'm wired. But first thing in the morning, usually I'm raring to go. That's why I'm recording my video. What time is it? 5:41 a.m. Because I am a morning person. Now 5:41 p.m. You're not really going to catch me recording a video. Really not. But let me explain. There's a meal I want to mention to you because I like to give out some favorite meal ideas. I do believe in prepping for meals ahead of time. Okay. I mean, not huge prepping. I mean, okay, like I like to make my miniature meatballs. It's the same way I normally make meatballs. I just make them smaller, and then excuse me, and then I pop them in the freezer for future use. Right? Okay. So usually I'll put that away with my favorite sauce that I make from scratch, which costs pennies on the dollar, unless I find a jar of sauce that's on sale. Then I'll put that together. So I'll make little tubs of that and have those little miniature meatballs ready. If I make my rice ahead of time, which is a great idea to do, or sometimes people use the dehydrated type of rice, the one that's ready in 5 minutes, put together those miniature meatballs in their sauce over a bed of that easy rice. Heat up a small can of peas or whatever vegetable you like. To me, it works really well with those early June peas. To me, put that whole thing together, the meatballs, the sauce, and the peas. Heat that up. Throw that over your heated rice. Yum. You have dinner in like minutes, no effort. But keep in mind, I made those meatballs in advance. I'm not like dragging out the meat, putting it together. Excuse me. You see where I'm going with this because I know me and I know that Jen is not an evening person at all whatsoever. So I like to have my little preps. And not to mention, it is very inexpensive and something you can access very, very easily. All right, so let's see what else. Okay, there is a lot of merit. There's a lot of merit to those dehydrated rice. Now, don't get me wrong. To make your own rice, put it away. Like if you remember to do it at the beginning of the week, which is always like a nice idea. Sundays are great for a lot of reasons. Family time, time first and foremost. Spending within your faith, whatever your faith is. Time for prayer, family, getting and also sort of kinda like getting ready for the upcoming week, you know what I mean? Like, stuff of that nature. So maybe you might wanna consider that and include that as part of your, weekend schedule. Just take an hour. I'm not saying spend the whole weekend doing that. Maybe you'd rather throw around a Frisbee or kick back with your friends or whatever. I'm just saying, but these are thoughts ahead. To take this little minute ahead of time, I swear, borrowing time from a future time when you're not in the mood, sure helps because how many times at the end of the day, you're like, that is the main reason, in my honest opinion. Some people say it's to avoid this or that. I think it's fatigue. I think literally it's from like physical fatigue. So get your favorite foods, the ones that makes you happy. Get them on sale at a good price. Take that minute to prepare and freeze. Let your freezer be your friend instead of like just an afterthought. Have your freezer be your friend as part of your active pantry. I'm just saying. All right. So I am curious to know in the comment section below, what is your grocery shopping style? Do you get a whole bunch of different things at the same time? Or do you just stay laser focused? Today I'm just purchasing meat. Okay. Or today I'm just purchasing canned fruits or canned vegetables. Thank you so much for letting me know. And thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate everybody's time. Have an amazing, fantastic day. And don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Thank you.